YouTube family, blessings. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. I always forget to say that, but remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. So I had this question in my mind for a while now. How much is enough? How much is enough? And even that last video that I posted when I was talking about people who are here illegally, and especially those who try to live the high life and just spend foolishly, I asked myself the question, how much is enough? And I was thinking about when I was younger and I used to come to the States on holidays and so on, or for different holidays. And I remember seeing like certain vehicles, whether it is exotic vehicles, luxury vehicles, high-end vehicles. I mean, so look when I say, I want that when me big. I want to drive on that when me big, I had that thought. And even though now, sometimes I see certain vehicles and I still would say, I would drive something like that. But for the most part, my first thought is, I wonder how much for that car note there. I wonder how much for them payments there. That's the first thing now I think about. And that's just because, when you're a child, you don't think dollars and cents. When you're a child, you think more fantasy. That's the way how you think or you approach life. When you become an adult, especially if you're trying to be a responsible adult, you start to see the world differently. You start to see things differently. And again, I'm asking the question, how much is enough? So, for example, and I don't want people really come for me, because I know how YouTube can be and people with them comments, but I'm not knocking anybody and people are free, as I said. This is my channel, so I'm sharing my opinion on how I see things. For me, it don't really make no sense. Yeah, for example, you pay rent and you drive a 2025 Mercedes Benz or a 2025 BMW or a more high-end vehicle, and you don't own a home, right? And again, everybody's situation is different. So for example, there are some people who they move around a lot, so owning a home not really make no sense. And there are different other reasons why home ownership for some people may not make sense in the moment. But then you have those people, and these are the people that I'm talking about, who legit don't have no reason not to own a home, but they choose not to buy a home, but they drive the latest vehicle with the payments through the roof. And I'm not talking about people who can really and truly afford it. I'm talking about people now who are struggling to pay their bills, but they're spending money on luxury vehicles. You understand? I don't understand it. And I understand that there are some people who are just not, fiscally responsible, and they don't really put pen to paper and budget and all these things. I understand that, but I'm just saying, how much really is enough? Living here is like you feel pressured all the time to get the latest of everything because it is accessible. Because we have this thing here called credit. We're in Jamaica, credit isn't really a big deal like that. You don't need good credit per se. You feel pressured here to get or to buy the latest thing just because you have access to it. Just because you know that you can order something on Amazon Prime and it come later or it come tomorrow morning. You feel that pressure to order something. Or you go to the mall, and when you go into the mall, you have the different stores and they have them showcased nice and pretty with their lights, and they're showing you that, hey, listen, the one you have is outdated. That's from 2016. We have the latest one here, the 2024, the 2025. This was manufactured and it can do this, it can do that. Even though the one where you have already, it's doing what you need it to do. But because, you fall prey to the people, their marketing strategy, now you start to convince yourself that, hey, yeah, I really need this newer thing. I really need this bigger thing. I'm ask the question, how much is enough? Yeah, man. It comes a time, man, where you have to wake up out of that, man. You have to wake up out of that, what they call it now. It's a fantasy. That childhood fantasy, for some people, it follows through they carry it through their adult years as well. And it's no longer fantasy now. And, they realize that, hey, I can swipe a credit card and get this. So it no longer needs to be a fantasy per se, but me can really have it for real. And they care zero about how the credit card bill go pay. They care zero about other obligations that they have that they're already late, paying off or whatever. They care zero about that. Just because the thing is accessible. And I want to tell some people who you're watching my video and you're not yet in the United States, but you're planning to migrate. Listen. You see that credit card something there? While you're gonna need credit in this country to do business, you're gonna need credit, because especially if you're gonna plan to buy a home and all these things, they might check your credit score. If you want to buy a vehicle and them thing that you need a credit, they need to check your credit score. So you're gonna get a credit card and you're gonna use it wisely. I tell you from here, listen to me. I am telling you from now, you're gonna use that credit card wisely. You understand? Spend, and I understand that sometimes you get jammed up and you have to swipe the credit card. But for the most part, spend what you know you can pay back. You know say the money will come, you know say you'll get paid, and you know say you can cover that. Spend what you know you can pay back. Don't just spend and say, oh, me figure it out. Be careful with that credit card. Something there. You see that's something there where them call paying just the minimum payment. Yeah? Be careful of that something there. Because when you pay that's something where them call the minimum payment. Best believe say whatever balance is left, interest, that thing that we call interest, it keeps growing. And it's like a snowball effect, and it keeps rolling down the hill until you see a big snowman build on the flat. You understand? And then you say, then how me owe so much? I never so much for this. Interest. Be mindful of that. And for those of us who are here already, who have maybe, learned that the hard way, remember, as much as you can, pay the credit card on time and in full. Yeah? So, yeah, on a side note, how much is enough? How much is enough? Yeah? Let us wake up from this dream, man. You see this dream we're in sometimes in this place? Let us wake up. Let us stop looking at the neighbor on the left and the right and say, oh, they're able to do that, they're able to do that. You don't know them pocket. You see somebody got close pan a home and you say, oh, them live in a 5-bedroom house, 6-bedroom house, 4-bathroom, double garage, this, that. You don't know them pocket. You don't know how much or what percentage of their income is that mortgage is. Yeah? Not because them have it means that you must have it. Do not forget that. Right? How much is enough? Ask yourself that question. As you go on, you go to the mall, you're shopping, you're on your phone scrolling up Amazon, Temu, Shemu, all of them. Ask yourself the question, how much is enough? Don't put yourself in a necessary debt. Don't put yourself in a necessary debt to prove nothing to nobody. I mean, say sometimes we as Jamaicans, we bossy, man. We bossy and we want our family them, back home, say, yo, we drive this. We want our family back home, say, yo, we're the latest this and the latest that. You understand? Stop the foolishness, man. Stop the foolishness. And for those of you who are back in Jamaica, some of you have never traveled and you see your family come down and they have on the latest this and the latest that. For some people, yes, they're doing well and they can afford it. Best believe though, there are some people, a credit card. And the bill them and kill them. Listen. Spend wisely, man. Spend wisely. We don't need half of the things where the world, tells us that we need. We really don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it. If we're honest with ourselves, we can convince ourselves that we need it, But most of the time, half of the time, we don't need it. So yeah, man. Always ask yourself the question, how much really is enough? And when you say you reach enough, just stop. Yeah? See you in the next video. Blessings.